Okay. So this is the data that has been loaded within this environment. We have NDVI, we have Netravati streams. Netravati stream is the one that I'm studying, the river basin that I'm studying, Netravati Dam. This is the slope image, and this is the polygon of Netravati. Okay. Now, so often in many cases, not NDVI, slope. So once you import your data, this is how it looks in grayscale. Now let's go ahead and give it something more representable. So we will go ahead and give it a single band pseudo color, and within this pseudo color I will take a discrete interpolation. You can choose the color ramp that you want, or you can choose the color ramp that you want. There are many more also. Or if you want to create your own or edit the present um, color ramp, then also you can do that, right? So besides that, move down and choose a quantile mode. Quantile mode means based on the natural slopes that are occurring within your data, those will be taken up to create your classes. And how many classes do we want? I'm making 5 classes such that absolutely no vegetation, then scanty vegetation, then maybe moderately dense vegetation, very dense vegetation, and then maybe evergreen, something like that. This I'm trying to make. So I've taken these 5 classes. You may choose. You can use these arrows and keep choosing how much you want, and then hit apply. Unless you hit apply, these changes will not be made applicable to it. And then hit OK. So this is the NDVI map that we have. The red color indicates that there is no or absolutely no vegetation over there. Oh, this is slope. I'm not talking about vegetation, huh? Not vegetation, slope. So less than 2 is almost planar. Oh, I spoke a little nonsense earlier. All right, this is about slope. So what I have done, I have made these 5 divisions, 5 classes based on the slope. So red color indicates it is almost planar region, or the inclination is very low, that is less than 2 degrees, and then 2 degrees to 3 degrees, and then 3 degrees to 6 degrees, and these are all natural gradients you can take. 6.7 degrees to 13. If you want to make them very appropriate, that is also possible. If you turn it into turn it into discrete precision, we will reduce it to 0 such that all integers will show up, and then apply and hit OK. Okay. Now it seems to be more um, comprehensive. All right, so we will go ahead and make a map. You will see web over here, web here, and go to quick map services, under which you will have OSM, and choose this OSM standard. Okay? So this will set your base map. Now we will start making a map. We'll come here to the project, and within project, say new print. If you want to do this, you can simply hold on Control on your keyboard and press P. Right? So a new print layout will open up, and it will ask you to name it. So let me name it Netravati underscore maps. Right? And I'm hitting OK, such that a new interface will open before me, and this is image that, and if you want to know its specifications, it is A4 in size. You can change this size if you want it to be A3, A5, however that you want. You can make the changes over here. And then the orientation, whether you want landscape or portrait. Now often what I do is, I see that my region is elongated or it's trending east west, then I choose a landscape. However, if it is north south running, if its longer dimension is north south, we can go ahead for preparing portrait mode, right? So helps you in creating a map that is very well legible. Now, these are the standard width and height for A4. Let us go ahead and add an item. So we are going to keep on importing many things from this add item. So let me pick add map first. My cursor has turned into this plus sign or a crosshair. Let us go ahead and draw one and wait for the map to be loaded. So the map which is here, you see, the map which is here will get loaded within this particular uh, map. Okay. Now, but I don't want it to be represented like this. So if you want to move this item, if you simply want to move this entire rectangle or the map, you can do it like this, but I'm not interested in that. I wish to rather make this content to move. So for that, what I will use? I will use this move item content, right? I will use this move item content. I can move it around however that I want, and my map um, box is not changing. Now, if I want to zoom in, I can simply use this cursor, that is this scroll bar. No? You can use this to just zoom in or zoom out. Okay, but then let's say if it is not very helpful, you will see that within this item list your map has come and item properties of map has opened, within which you see scale. So you can adjust the scale. If I want to zoom out, I can change this 35 to maybe let's say 37 and then click over here. So what happens? It slightly zooms out. So you, if you want to make this scale available applicable to the map, then you will have to slightly change your like simply click somewhere else. And 37 is not working. Let me use 39. Still not very much, so I will make it 42. Okay, then maybe 47. 7 is too much, so let me make it 45. Okay, then maybe 42, maybe. Wait for the changes to be made applicable to it, and then use this move content map and bring it to the center, right? So once this is done, if you want to change the size of this map, you can use this tool. It is select or move item, right? So you can do that as now. I will press over here. This is that I want to be moved. This is a slope map for it. Allow it. Okay. I want to change. Now, if I want to change it, I can come back to the project. Here, what I will do, I don't find this very representative, no, in the sense that the green region is essentially the Western Ghat region where we have steeper slopes more than 13 degrees. But then I don't feel that 13-degree slope is very steep. So it is not very representative of the Western Ghats. Hence, what I will do, I will increase the number of classes to maybe 10 and apply. What happens? Apply. Still there. Okay. So let me go back, and rather than choosing quantile, we'll choose equal interval and then apply. Let's see what happens now. Okay, a little troublesome. Mm, equal intervals. Then if I make this to maybe 15 classes, so I'm basically trying to differentiate, no, the slope here. Let's see how it works. Make it 5. Apply. I'm simply adjusting this. So if you are also working with similar data, you can as well do it. 4, 6, 7, 8. Apply. Equal and double. Then take contact. Apply. Contact is not working. I'm only trying to bring this map to such a way, in a such a way, no, that I see the slope rise. That's all. 8. Let's see. Okay, we'll use this. So, okay. So if I have made changes over here to the symbology, and when I come over here, what I will see is that the changes will be made applicable to this map. Okay, so you just zoom in, zoom out, and you will be able to see that the changes are made available or applicable to your map within the layout. All right, so I seem to be fine with this. So we will move ahead to the next one. Add item. What are the other things that you often see within your map? Definitely a scale bar, right? So you can add the scale bar to your map. This is how it looks for now. Let us do whatever changes that we want. So you will see the scale bar has come here. Okay, within item, scale bar has been populated, and item properties of this scale bar, if you want to see, you just have to right click and click on the item properties or the properties, and you will see scale bar properties have shown up over here. But the problem is, all these things, all these different options which are within the item properties become visible, and that is a little problematic, right? So if everything is open, our item properties bar seems to be too much populated, and we are not able to very easily navigate around these different options, right? So we will have to first collapse them all, and then we will extend the ones that we are interested in. So main properties, single box, yes, I'm fine with single box. There are also double boxes and different types, you can explore them. Usually we end up using single box, so we will use single box. And in terms of units, I want it to be kilometers, because my area is almost around 300, not 300, around maybe, yeah, 150, 170 kilometers. So what I will do, I will use it to be kilometers, I cannot use meters, right? So that is fine. And then label for units is kilometers, so I will close this down. Then to segments, towards left, you see this black side and this white side. White side is towards right, and towards left we have 0. So let's make it 1, 2 maybe, and towards right we will make it a little more, maybe 4. Okay, so you can add how many different divisions that you want to this particular segment, and then collapse it. You can also change its height and things like that, that also you can explore. Then moving on to display, here I would want it to be at the edge, then box margin, may it be 0, label margin, okay. You just adjust the distance between these numbers or this scale and then that of the bar, right? So that is about the label margin. As you change, just have a look at what is happening to your map. Then moving on to position and size. So you will see this, it's a huge rectangle, wherein much of it is blank, right? So what we have to do, we have to adjust this height. You can keep reducing it, keep reducing it, keep reducing it, such that we reach a width that is um, good for us. Okay, and then within display, do we have font? Yes. So within display, we also have font. Often your publication requires, maybe your report also requires specifically Times New Roman or Vedanta or something, some specific font like that, and you can change it from here. So I prefer Times New Roman, and I want it to be bold, and maybe not 12 but 14. 14 seems to be legible. Then if you want to change color of this bar, then that as well is possible. I will go back and collapse this display. Is there anything else that I would want to know? If I want to add a background to this scale, I can add it. If you want the background to be of a specific color, then this is where you do it. If you want a scale, want a frame for it, and you can also choose the thickness of this frame. So you can make it thicker. Keep looking here. So you can keep it maybe some nominal. 2 seems to be fine for now, or should I again just drop all this, okay. And then if you want to change the color of this frame, everything you can do, but then for now I will not choose this frame. And preferably keep your scale bar towards the lower right hand corner, that is where it has to be tucked, right? So this is how it will look. Now let us go ahead. This is how the map looks. It has a good clarity. We can also choose up to what DPI we want, but that will come later. Now after adding scale bar, we have to go for adding, what else we will add? A north arrow, right? So north arrow, okay. So north arrow has been populated over here. Often it might so happen, no, that your map might just keep moving here and there. So if you want to lock it, you can lock it over here. Anything that you want to lock. I will keep my map for now open, unlocked, but then the scale bar I wish to lock it. Okay. So within this SVG browser, so what I have done, for this north arrow, you can go to item properties, and this is where you will see again different types of options, and preferably just minimize them, or otherwise they will fool you around, because there will be many things that you will see on your screen and you don't really know where you have to go to. So within this, I will go to this dynamic SVG parameters. Let's see how many do we have. Oh, not here. Wait a second. Okay, so we have to go to this SVG browser. Just scroll a little up and you will be able to see this. Within this, we have arrows. You can choose any type of arrow that you want among this. And let me go ahead and prefer maybe this one. Okay, this seems more better to me, so I will use this. And then you can change its size. You can anyhow change its size using this, and your north arrow is, mostly it's better that you place it towards the upper right hand corner. That is where you will often find the maps. And then you can change its color, fill color, if you want the fill color to be black. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, that's how it looks. Um, this also seems fine. So, switch parameters, I will use size top left is okay. Image rotation, position and size. So you will see it's a huge box. I want to minimize this, and this is width. Along the width it is unnecessarily long, so I will minimize it, bring it within the map, okay, such that its size is also not compromised. So this is north. Uh, do I need to adjust its height? Yes, a little. So I will also adjust its height, minimize it. That's a placement. So x and y, if you move this x and y, the placement will change. But then I don't want to change the placement. I want to change its height, slightly reduce it. Okay, it's just going off. No, no, I need not change it. Okay. So then within this, let's see if there is any display. Is there any display? If you want a frame, want a background, then you can do it over here. But then somehow that N is white, so I want it to be black. I'm thinking how to do it. We will go to image rotation, SVG parameters, let's see, and let this fill color be black, and now north can be seen. Fill color, let's keep it maybe black. Okay, how do I do that? Yeah, okay, seems to be fine. Okay, so I will rest it here to the north. North is added. Now all these spaces that are left over here, we have to make judicious use out of it, because a map has to provide a lot of information, right? And we have to make use of it, for which what we will do, we will again go to add item, and under add item we have something called legend, right? So legend is an important feature of this map. Let us add it. Okay, legend has come there. You can open the item properties. If you want to give a title to this legend, let's say I want to call it slope map, and this slope map is in terms of degrees, right? So I'm adding this here. Title is added, and slope map in terms of degrees, the title has come there. But I see many different things here which are not needed. So within this item, legend item, you will see auto update, which is turned on. So what I can do, I can turn it off. And what are the different things that I don't want here? I can hold on to control button on my keyboard and keep selecting all these things that I don't want, right? So what I will do, just maybe just select this, and then move down, and you see this negative red sign, remove selected items. So I've selected this item, I want to remove them. Next, I want to remove this also, SM standard, so I will remove that also. See, it won't go off from this map, but then it will go off from this scale bar. Okay, now the problem is my scale bar seems to be ranging from 0 to 51, and the classes that we had made are not seen. Let me just have a look. Okay, I go to properties, where this linear I should not be choosing. I should be choosing this discrete. So then I will make it apply, and then you will see it has been separated into these boxes. Apply and then hit OK, and then come back to your map layout, and you will see that the classes have been populated, right? Now next what we do, you see the scale over here. If you want to change it and all that, okay, that's about the map. I have want it to be about the um, legend, which is here, item properties. I go back, then just minimize all this, because we don't require all these things. In fact, I don't even want this Netravati basin to be there, so I will remove that as well. Okay, and then minimize this. Somehow this column is just one, and I'm not intending this. I want it to be at least two columns, so I can use these columns, make it two. Okay, and then split them. Okay, if I use this equal column width, what will happen? Some unnecessary blank space will come. So I don't want that. Okay, so minimize this. Then again, display. Where is it? You want a frame for it? Go ahead, add a frame for it. You can also adjust the thickness of the frame and also the color of the frame. Font and text formatting. Now this font, I want it to be all Times New Roman. Okay, so what I will do, I will change it to Times New Roman, bold. So slope map degrees, that is the one that is changing. You can simultaneously see here as well. And then go back, group font. Uh, okay, group font I'm not interested in. Item label, we will change this to again Times New Roman and bold. You want to increase the font size, you can do it over here, right? And then go back. But then I don't really want this slope Netravati and band one gray, right? That is what I don't want. So what I will do is just minimize this for now, legend items, and within legend item, I can collapse this down, extend it, expand it, such that I will see all these things. Slope Netravati, let's say I don't want this slope Netravati. So I can double click and simply chop it off from there. And then similarly over here, I can again just delete it, go back. Oh, wait, I don't want this, so I will delete it. What's happening? Let me try it again. Okay, it's not there. Back, go off, delete. Oh, Control Z. I'm just using Control Z to come back and as in undo things. So I'm trying to get rid of this. I have to delete it from here. That's correct. Go back. You have to go. It's gone. Okay. I'm trying to get rid of this, no, slope Netravati and band one, because that is unnecessary information which is there. Okay. Why is it not going? Update. No. Don't set. I'm just trying to remove this. Show only items inside meaning band items in this first feature. Okay. What do I do? Mention items. Spacing, rendering. Okay. Let me try doing something like this. Just reducing the font size. Uh, so title font I want the item font also. This subgroup font if I make it 0, okay, it's gone. So the moment I make it 0, it's gone, right? You will see that this has gone. Then again, this band one gray whatever, I will try to take that one also off. How do I do that? Simply by changing the font size to 0. So okay, that was not there. Band one gray is something that I'm trying to just go. It's just not ready to go. Let me save this layout. It's a time 37. And then close it down, and then again open the layout which is here. Okay. So I'm trying to remove this and one. If this doesn't go for now, then we'll just leave it. Yeah, we will leave it. Okay, so I will bring this ledger and tuck it over here. Seems fine. Legend has come. Next, what do I do? What are the other things that are required? Let's say I want to add a title to this. So I will go for adding a text, a dynamic text, add label. Okay, the label has come. You can change it among these main properties. You can drop all this down and you can go to main properties. Here you can write the name or the title of your mm, map. So this is a slope map for Netravati Basin. And then I have to change its position and size. Among position and size, we see that it is unnecessarily wide and unnecessarily having a huge height as well. So what we can do, we can use this width option and keep reducing it to whatever size that we want. Let me directly make it 100, and then this as well, let me make it maybe 50. 50 if I make point. Okay. Then, but I don't want the title has to be slightly bigger, no? For which I will go to main properties, no, appearance. Under appearance, let's change the font style, which will be Times New Roman. I want it to be Times New Roman. So you can go to Times New Roman, and I want it to be bold. And then the size. You will see the size is also increasing, but then still the box is big. So let us go to position and size where we will reduce the height. So the height is reduced. Tuck it somewhere here, right at the center. The center is better. You will see these blue guiding lines to help you bring it to the center. No, these blue lines will help you. Now, next we will go for adding grid, and for that we go to map. Right? We go to map where we will go to grid. You can drop all these things, shrink all these options down, and then go to grid where we will add a new grid and go for modifying it. Solid grid is fine. Map units, and I want it to be WGS 1984. Map unit seems better, and the interval maybe 3 3. Okay, so offset maybe 1 2 2. You will get to know what it is, and then no frame. Okay, no frame, and then move down. Just collapse all these things. If you feel that they are troubling you, they are not helping you, they are not of any help to navigate around the options which are available, so you can just drop them down. But then we are interested in this draw coordinates, so we will put it on. The draw coordinates have to be put on. And then what is the way the format should be there? What should be the format for your latitude longitude? We are trying to assign latitude longitude. Okay, longitude and latitudes. So what should be your preferred format? Anything, whatever that you are free, you are comfortable with. But then I prefer to go with degree minutes. And oh, I will attend to your questions a little later once we make at least one map, no? So wait until then. Now, I don't want to put, let's say, latitude, longitude values all along these four. So I have kept some space, some extra space over here and here, right? But not here. So what I will do, I want it to be only on the top and towards left. So left show all, right disable, top show all. So if I don't want it to be both latitude longitude to be shown, then top will show what? It will show only longitude, and left will show only latitude. Okay, and then bottom disable, right? So all this is done. Font also I want to change. I want it to be Times New Roman. So let us go ahead, make it Times New Roman, and I want it to be bold. Size may it be 12. Go back, and until now you're not seeing these coordinates. So you have to go to again map grid, choose modify grid, and here we will just try changing these things, no? So that we will see the, okay, right now it is solid, so let us make frame and annotation. All right, so you will start seeing certain things. So there seems to be something coming, showing up over here. So now we will try to bring more. Okay, all right, so here there seems to be something coming. Let me reduce this interval. I'm trying to reduce the interval. One, okay, not very attractive. Two, offset maybe two, one, one. I'm just checking. I'm trying to bring in more. Two, two, three, four, five, six. My God, that is gone. Little troublesome because you don't really know what you're doing. You're only changing the numbers. That's all. Uh, let's make it markers, maybe cross. Segment width, map units is better. So if you are doing, you will know what exactly I'm doing. But if you are simply looking at these things, then a little difficult to 1 is also bad, so let me make it 0.3, maybe 0.30. Alright, then 0.30. Okay, okay, seems better. But then if you want to reduce it more, then that also you can do. This is 30, that means, okay, I will change the format. That will be better. So I go back to draw coordinates, where instead of choosing degree minute, I will take degree minute seconds. Okay, and then again appearance. So degree minute second, everything is being visible. Only that this part, no, this is moving out. So I want it to be vertical. So how do I go about doing it? Again, I go to draw coordinates, where I want this left side not to be horizontal. See, left notations. I don't want them to be horizontal. I want them to be vertical ascending. Okay. If you want it to be vertical descending, it looks something like this, which is funny. So vertical ascending seems to be fine. If you don't want this grid, what you can do, go to this map one, item properties, there itself again where we were earlier, and go to grid. So you have these grids. This is the one that you have made. Modify it. And this time, rather than choosing solid, you can choose frame and annotation. So nothing will show up. Or markers you can show. Okay. So markers are important essentially when somebody else is trying to use your map, because they are not able to produce their own, but they want to extract your data. They want to use it as secondary data. Then it is very good. But then recently I've developed this habit of maybe marking a grid over there, so that seems to be even better, and then it gives a validity to your map. No matter which other map they are using, your map is definitely correct, and they will be able to utilize your data. That's the only motive. Now there is no frame to my map, right? Doesn't look good, so let's put a frame for it, right? Okay. So now let's add some dynamic text, maybe project author's name. And what is the author's name? My name is Diksha Karapurkar, right? So you can add this, and then again the font times New Roman times New Roman, uh, maybe italic, and 10 seems to be too small, so maybe 12. uh, and besides that, what else? Okay, then position and size. Position and size you have to adjust, or otherwise what will happen, your map uh, will be extracted like this, all of it, right? So until wherever your components are moving out of the page, then out of the page also it will come. So in order to just save ourselves some efforts, in cropping it and all, that is why we are doing it. So height we will adjust. Let's bring it to maybe 30. Okay, 30 is also too big. And then width, let's bring it to maybe 50. Seems to be very small, so maybe 70, as far as it comes in one line, and just zoom in, so that you will have a better control over it. Width you want to reduce it, to here, but then I want to add a little more, maybe author I want to add there, and then bring it down. Okay, then drop these, go to main properties, where you want to prepared by, right? Prepared by. And then if you want, if you don't want a colon, but you want to go for a next line, then you can do this. But your frame, this position and size, you will have to adjust again, because height I will have to increase, right? So that is how you do it. You want a frame for it, then here is the option. But then I don't want one, so let me just bring it and tuck it over here. Seems fine. Uh, your map should be preferably not covered by anything. That is one thing that you have to take care of. So I will just reduce the width again. Okay, should be fine. And then I will bring it and tuck it over here, over here, over here, wherever, maybe here, so that it is away. Yes, good. Okay. Now next, but there might be some people no who have not seen where your Netravati basin is. So I want them to know where exactly Netravati basin is. For that, what I will do, I will for now go to this map properties, item properties, where I will lock these layers. Whatever layers are present within this map, I am locking them, and I am also locking the map over here. So do you see a small lock there? I'm also locking it there. So now no matter how much I change the map over here, nothing will change. Okay. So let me go here and then add another item which is map, and let me keep it at this particular corner. Okay. Until here maybe such that it is just away. Now what do you see? You see the same map again, right? But then it is not able to help my reader to understand where exactly it is. So what I will do, I will again use this and then zoom in, zoom out such that the region that I am looking at can be seen. So if I show only this much, it seems to be very well understood that the region lies over here, right? But then I don't want to show the slope map over there. So what I will do, I will come back to my project where I will put off the slope map and then come down, and this Netravati basin I will make it visible. But then right now it is hollow. So what I will do, I will go to this simple fill where I will add the fill color to be maybe some darker color, no? Maybe blue. Let's see how it looks, huh? And then apply, because without applying nothing will become visible. Uh, there will not become blue. Okay. Nitrati basin only, no? Yeah. Then solid is correct. Fill color maybe something like this. Black seems to be fine, and then apply and then hit OK. Yes, it has turned blue. Now come back to your layout and just zoom in or zoom out or something like that, no? And then you will be able to see that it has changed. Okay, so that updating, you will see you have made some changes to it, but then you are not able to see it. What you have to do, just click somewhere else, or maybe just zoom in, zoom out, and then the changes will be made applicable, right? So let me make it more prominent. So we'll use this and maybe drag it like this. Okay, so a little part of Sri Lanka can be seen, then that is sufficient for me. If you want to show the entire India or maybe the Asia part, then that also is fine. Okay, seems to be fine to me. I will click away maybe here. Okay, and then zoom out. There you go. Your map is not covered and a new map is created, but then it doesn't have any border, isn't it? So let me just draw a border to it. How do I do it? I go here to frame. Okay, done. Preferably keep it to be having the same frame size. That is more important, or otherwise it will look like it is popping out from your map. So that won't be a good sight. Uh, what else do I want? Let's say if I want to adjust this a little, I just want to maybe adjust this a little. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Is there anything else that you want me to add to this particular map? You can go ahead and tell me about it. Uh, to bring map in landscape. Yes. To bring it to the landscape, you will have to select the map. Okay, as in the paper or the page that you see over here, no, the layout page, and then you will automatically be directed to item properties of that particular page. If you click outside on this gray outside, then exterior, then nothing is there. So you have to click on this white page, and then you can change the landscape to portrait or A4 and like that. Can you say the DEM file download? Okay, for a DEM file download, you can use Earth Explorer or USGS Globis. Uh, how to do the numerical in Legend? Please explain again. Numerical in Legend, and that is if you want to add classes to it, right? So adding classes is, you go to properties, then to symbology. Here you choose single band pseudo color, and then here you will choose discrete. If you want it to be in integer like 6 or 13, 6 to 13, 13 to 19, then you can choose the label precision to be 0. But if you want it to be in decimal, maybe second decimal or third decimal, then you can change this value, label precision. And then you can come over here. If you want to use quantile, then quantile, equal interval, then equal interval. But then if you choose continuous, then it will come as a bar, as a stretch, and then you can change the classes from here, make the changes applicable. If you want to use some other color, you can use this color ramp. Some few are over here, or all the color ramps are over here. You want to create a new one, you can do that. You want to edit the existing one, that also you can do. Okay, so this is how you will change the color. How to do numerical? Okay, ma'am. Also, yeah, I have the same question regarding the sources for downloading what is in yes. So within this, what is that GIS community that we have created, the WhatsApp group that we have created, on that I will share a link with you, which is from, I believe, the third course. It was on from where all we can download GIS data. So you can go through that PPT and use those tools which are placed therein, right? So this is a map that is ready now. We can very well extract it, right? There seems to be something missing. Is there something that else that I want to add? Let's say I want to add these streams, Netravati streams to it. Okay, I have added them. Come back over here, just zoom in, zoom out, and you will see that the, okay, I have locked the map now. So let me just unlock it and go to its properties also. I had locked it, so let me unlock it. Now the streams have come, right? The streams have come. Uh, so the stream seems to be not very well, orders cannot be seen very nicely. So let me again go to properties, and here I will change the color ramp to maybe something spectral. I will make it look a little funny for now because I'm running out of time. Then hit apply and then OK. So something has changed. Let me go back here and zoom in, zoom out. Yes, so the stream has come over here, right? Seems to be a little awkward. I don't want to go ahead with it. Let me change the ramp again, maybe to turbo. This might do the trick. Apply. Okay. All right. I told you, no, it might look funny for now. Okay, let it look funny. Okay, so then what is missing? These are the different stream orders, but then there is no legend for it. So what do? We will add a legend to it. How do we do that? We'll just log the map first. Log the layers of this map 1. No? Okay. There's also map 2. Map 2 is this one. We're not changing anything. Okay, that also we must lock it. So let's just log this map 2. Okay. Then again, go to add items. Then go to add legend. Okay, legend. And then add that legend. Then again, the same struggle. So this is your legend 2. Go to its properties. If you want to give it a name, then go ahead, give it a name. But then let me try not giving it a name, and then auto update will be off. And you don't want this NDVI Netravati. So what you will do, you will take it off. The slope Netravati also within this, because this is a second lesion, no? You don't want it there. Yeah, so take it off. Basin also you don't want, take it off. OSM standard, why do you want that? It's just a base map, right? So you want to delete it. Drop it down, go to this Netravati dam. What is it? Netravati dam? Okay, Netravati dam also we don't want. So off, oh my god. Ah, okay. So Netravati stream is over here. So we double click on it, Netravati. Then this underscore since not acceptable within a map to be published. So Netravati stream orders. Then go back. So what has happened here? Netravati stream orders what we had added has come there, right? Then this is not there. So you can simply select it and just click on this. And then fifth order, this Netravati is yellow. That means it's a fourth order stream. There's a little extension of that fifth order stream there. But then I don't want it to be seen. So it's a little fishy. So I can take it off like this. Okay. Then again the same struggle, bring it to font and size where you can just change this. Okay, this is not the one. Then you can change this. This is also not the one. This, yes, this is the one. So what we will do, I want to change its font to Times New Roman. So let us choose Times New Roman. Then again, uh, Times New Roman, may it be bold, and maybe 14 or 13 or 14, 15, 16, okay, 15. Uh, okay, then next, go back, item font, where also I want it to be Times New Roman and bold, 14 preferably. Go back, but I don't want it to be like this. Let us give it some color, some columns. So how many? Two columns seems to be better. Split layers, 3 and 4 goes off there. Okay, equal column width. No, I don't want this. So I think one is enough. But then let us make a little changes now to the main properties, wherein, no, not to the main properties, but to the legend items, wherein Netravati stream, I will bring the stream down and also the order down. Okay, so this seems to be much better. But then our position and size of this box seems to be a little off. So we will reduce the width. Okay, done. And we would also like to have a frame for this. So you can keep going to frame, find its frame. Where do you want to tuck it? Maybe here, right? So you can tuck it there. If you want to utilize this space, utilize it. Okay, good to go. And next, what else? Okay, often you want to add some source, no? So add data, add dynamic text, current username, project path, project title, layer credits. So if you want to add layer credits, you can add from where you have downloaded this data. So source, source is what? This has SRTM dem. Okay, SRTM dem. And the source for this is USGS logs. Source is USGS logis. And then if you want to change the font again, Times New Roman. So this will remain same all throughout. You want it to be a little bigger. Then you don't want a frame, or do you want a frame? Then position. Let's just reduce this width to maybe 80. And this, let's make it maybe 40, 20. Okay. And just keep reducing it to whatever extent that you want. much of same. Okay, so let us tuck it somewhere. Where do we tuck it? Maybe here. Seems fine. Okay, so this is done. Now what do we do? What do we do now? We can lock everything so that nothing will change, because as you change your project, what is happening? As you change your project, what is happening? Here also the changes are being made applicable. So that is why you will see that the map has turned slightly colored, right? That has happened because of that. Now, because I did not log that map too. Now let's go ahead, go to layout, okay? And then we can export it as an image, or you want to export it as a PDF, anything is possible. We will say export as image, okay? And this is slope, gravity maps, and this is a slope map. Save. Then here you can choose the resolution. If you want it to be in the highest resolution, 1000 dpi, the largest size of the image, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so save. Let it be saved. First itself, we will go to that map where I have stored it. It is in here. Let it show up. Still loading because it's a huge size, that we have chosen. Okay. Now, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me. Or you can also choose to drop a text.